Hey folks, welcome to the What the Futures podcast, your quick guide to better farming decisions. All right, folks, so I've got Dan Aberhart joining me on the What the Futures podcast here. Dan, making your What the Futures debut. Welcome to the show.
Long-time listener, first-time caller, my friend. I'm so excited to be in the UPL studio. I've been loving what you're doing, watching you right from the launch, and huge success. Congratulations, my friend.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
I want to start off, Dan. So I'm sitting in the garage studio. And so folks tuning in, I decided I'm going to do this podcast and I'm trying to pick a name, not thinking much about the name, but quickly realizing that if you go into Apple Podcasts and type in futures, you're going to get hopefully What the Futures at some point, but Growing the Future is what shows up first. And I was wondering if Dan was going to have a problem with us having Canadian podcasts in agriculture that closely related, but you were fine with it, Dan. So thank you.
I'm really happy. It's still a relatively small community, and I got a big spike in listenership when you launched. So thanks for that. I'm gonna take that one a run.
Sure you did. I'm sitting on the same stool here since the beginning. I have to change the stool up because it's starting to impact me a bit here. But anyways, so Dan invites me to record with him. Like, hey, Ryan, I know you don't start for a bit, but come record. I'm sitting here and I've planned everything. I've got some lights. I've got my camera. I've got a little background going. Actually, I didn't have the camera yet. I was staring straight up off my laptop, but no internet connection. I'm going to do a podcast in my garage and I'm launching shortly. And Dan figures out with me that you got no or very poor internet connection. So you got to fix that.
I love being part of the journey. Yeah. And it was like, yeah. I was like, well, maybe we should circle back when you've got, Starlink or something, like come back, when you get hooked up. But look at you now. You obviously got a internet connection because I see you all the time.
Hardwired internet connection. So,
Eureka moments, on the journey.
Yeah.
Now you're 100 episodes in and you're old pro and.
Well, getting there, but it's you try to grow a little bit every week. When you put your show out, you just try to do just a little better every week if you can. And some weeks it doesn't feel very good, but others it feels great. So hopefully going the right way.
Tim Hammond told me when I started 100 episodes, bro. 100 episodes.
Yeah,
and you'll find your voice.
Yeah, I read that. Another podcast I follow brought in some creators, and they said the first 100 are not junk, but it takes 100 to really get going. So anyways, Dan, I appreciate your support at the start and the welcoming, even introducing me to my now editors and all the support that you've given. So I certainly appreciate that. All right. So Dan, obviously part of the Aberhart group, Aberhart Ag Solutions, the Convergence Conference, Growing the Future podcast. You got a lot of stuff going on, dude. What are you working on this week?
Well, pretty exciting stuff. I am raising money to get back from the river. And by that, I mean, I need to be rescued on the river, literally. So I've been calling on my network for a very good cause.
Yeah.
Aberhart Ag Solutions and Growing the Future. We got involved with STARS at 2018 Ag in Motion when we lent our stage to none other than the Field of Stars event. So suddenly this stage that we had rented to do some crazy stuff with got transformed into this 1,200 person event that's continued to evolve. This year is going to be killer. It's moved into the Prairie Land Park. And hopefully, I don't know, have you had the opportunity to attend that amazing event?
I have not attended yet, but I have seen it growing and seen it change venue and seen the amazing, even the opportunities there to raise money, like the sponsors stepping up, some of the really unique packages that get offered. I've been keeping tabs on that for sure.
I love it. Well, we hope to see you there, and they're working on raising $500,000. But that was my start with STARS. And one of the neat stories about working with them, I didn't really know what it was about, Ryan, until we were on the stage for the third day of presentations on the Growing the Future stage, and I was interviewing the STARS folks. And there was a Stars helicopter that landed next to our tent as we were doing this interview. Somebody at the show had a life-threatening moment, and they ran out, got this person, got them help. You know, it's all about helping as quickly as possible. And it just became very real for me at that moment. And we've been involved with the committee ever since. In fact, Nicole Doobie, who I work with at Aberhart Ag Solutions this year, she's the chair. And you become part of the family. The motto is, we are all stars. So whatever level that we get to contribute at, or whatever level I guess we could ask your treasured listeners to contribute to this awesome cause on, it's you're contributing to something fantastic. And again, being part of this, I got tapped to be part of this rescue on the river. And so I got to raise $50,000. I'm going to get flown out tomorrow. It's May 29th is tomorrow. We're recording this on May 28th.
Yeah.
I'm going to get, woken up at 6 a.m. by, the Stars staff. They're going to secret me out to this remote location on the river via this helicopter, right? It's going to be like, just like a war movie or something, like, and we're going to be, flying over the landscape to this remote location. And there's three of us.
Okay.
Three. So
you got company.
I got it's a little bit of a competition. It's a little bit of a survivor thing. It's a friendly competition. I take it. I mean, we'll see about the temperament of the other participants. Like, I know I'm cool, but if I might get a little bit heated in the survivor moments. But so we go out to this remote location. We've got a series of challenges, Ryan, and it's really about raising awareness, experiencing the whole Stars thing. We get a chance to call our heavy hitters, our VIPs from the river. And then we'll come back, we'll get shined up, and we'll have a banquet as well. But for me, I had a couple business strategies here to raise money. I had my Rich Buddy list, of which you were on there. I think I called you as part of the Rich Buddy strategy.
I got the text message.
Right? No, I think I called. You got the call treatment.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
And then... we were offering some business services in kind to help raise money, but I've also offered to shave this beloved beard, this power totem, this source of my strength, and really the center of my dating life, for Stars. So I might come back bald as a baby, and I haven't used shaving cream and probably before COVID. So it's going to be interesting, but it's all for a good cause. And I really found, Ryan, in reaching out to my network again for this rescue on the river, I just have been reminded the power of this service and how close it is to the prairie heart. Yeah. The stories that have come up are epic.
Yeah, I'll share one a little bit later here as well. But before I do, I want to get back to the beard for a second. So are we talking 2019 this start, 2020? Like, how long has this beard journey been? Yeah,
I think it is. It feels like longer. It's funny how, it's a whole thing in my life, and I kind of chuckle over it. But I mean, what else are you going to do when there's a global pandemic, but, get a puppy and grow a beard, right? Like, those are your strategies. And since then, it's just sort of become part of the persona, whatever. I mean, but it feels like a big deal to be getting rid of it. And I know Janelle, she's just chomping at the bit. She's super excited. She's like, I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know. Has she ever shaved anybody on a helicopter? Personal question, but we'll find out.
You're going to find out, dude.
Yeah, I might have a few nicks, like a few wounds, but hopefully they have some big bandages in the red helicopter kind of thing.
You'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be...
It's like stop the bleeding there.
Just a flesh wound anyway. You'll be fine. So like when it comes to the beard, like like my wife bought me beard oil. Okay. Yeah. And I'm like, really, hun? Like, I just not quite, but okay. I got beard oil. Like what's part of your routine here? Like, this just doesn't happen on its own for you. Like, what do you have any special,
a lot of work,
special, like, I don't know, is it shampoo or something, or
there is a
special
wax,
comb,
and this wax is so thick, you gotta rub it between your fingers, like get it hot kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
And then it goes on. And then there's actually a hot brush if you want to go to the next level. But to be honest, for the most part, I'm pretty natural. You can put a lot of product in it, but at the end of the day, it should be curving your way. It's important to trim it in such a way that it kind of goes with the grain, just like you're cutting, when you know how to cut like roast beef properly. It's kind of the same category. As a man, hopefully you know how to cut a roast beef properly.
I
And
can
you know how to
YouTube
trim
it.
your. Okay. Yeah. No. You can find anything out on YouTube today, including how to trim your beard. But it's kind of taken shape, and I haven't. And there's people too that I work with or whoever, or even my 9-year-old daughter. Like, she doesn't know me that way. And in fact, I wanted to tell you too, like, my 9-year-old daughter, Ivanka, is extremely concerned about my safety, how much money is being raised. She's
Yep.
looking at the website every day. She asked her friend at school, Whitney, she said, Whitney can only give $10 because they're moving. I'm like, that is no problem.
Huge. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, all that starts over tomorrow, and I have to start from scratch. My dating life, my beard, what products I'm going to use. Like, I'm going back to my roots, literally.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want to check what routine to go with, starting on Friday. Or I guess for the banquet, right? You can't mess around. You got to be ready to go tomorrow night.
I was trying to plan ahead. Like, I better pick up a shaving kit because I don't know if she's got shaving cream there or what. I just seen a razor. Like, you're going to go after this bad boy with a razor? Are you serious?
You're on the river. I'm thinking maybe a fishing theme. Like, it might even be some type of, knife of some sort from a tackle box or something. You never know.
Hunting
right?
knife.
Yeah.
Hunting knife.
Could be a hunting knife. Could be, who knows what they have in that helicopter. They
Red
got
Dead
some
Redemption.
wicked stuff in there, I would think. So,
yeah. The
So
Shave Your Beer Challenge.
Rescue on the river, is this something that's been going on for a long time? Do I know others that have been in this situation as well, or is this brand spanking new?
It's been around a very long time, and it's a really interesting flywheel with Stars, how they provide this incredibly excellent level of life-saving service. But part of that is getting donations from the private sector. So a good portion of it's covered by the public sector, but they always need to be raising money, especially for the level of care that they go to. So they are very competent, not only at saving lives, but raising money to do so with a higher level of quality, all in all. And I don't know exactly what date it goes back to. I don't have the history on it, but I know you can look way back. This is something they've been doing a long time. And speaking of one of your wonderful sponsors, that is a big, generous green heart, God bless him, John Deere. I sold John Deere for 13 years. Wonderful machinery, very close and dear to our heart at home there too. They gave a friend of mine, Marty White, who's the big shot at Enns Brothers. They gave Stars $50,000 when he did it last fall.
Wow.
Right.
That's
so
awesome.
That's a really big deal. And I don't know. I mean, hopefully they got their money out of getting Marty back from the river. I don't know. ROI, you're a big ROI guy.
Yeah.
Was the ROI worth it? I guess somewhere in their spreadsheet they'll know, but.
Oh, wow. All right. That's, I'm sure they figured it out, calculated it out.
They could also send me $50,000 tomorrow as well. I sold a lot of John Deere sprayers.
Well, they'll have to do the ROI on that one, Dan. So yeah, don't hold your breath. All right, buddy.
The pitch on the What the Futures podcast was worth it alone.
Yeah. Oh, man. So if you're listening to this podcast, we're going to send this out on our socials here Thursday as a clip as well. Get some awareness on the day of. But let's say you're catching this episode on Friday, is what typically goes out Friday morning. I'll try to get it out a little earlier though. How can people engage with Rescue on the River? How can they find out some more details? Where do they go?
Absolutely. So go to your browser and type in rescueontheriver.ca, and then you can click on my face. It still has my beard. And you click on the donate. Oh, you can donate to any one of the other participants as well. But go on there and donate, and then it's all pretty streamlined from there. And my understanding is Friday, the donations will still be live. And of course, anytime you want to make a donation to Stars, it's all golden.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, 100%. If you're listening to this in the next weeks, don't be a stranger. Stars flies every day. So you need
If you're listening to this 100 years from now in the future, you can still give to Stars, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I've got my story, my Stars story, and I've shared this a few times in the past, but in the prairies, seeing the helicopter fly overhead where my in-laws live, actually, it's one of the flight paths to the north of Saskatchewan. So you see the Stars helicopter quite often there. But my brother-in-law, it's going to be, I think it's 6 years ago now. He wasn't feeling well, and he went to our local hospital, which is, in Rostern, Saskatchewan, I don't know, 40 minutes north of Saskatoon, like not far from the big city. But he went in respiratory. They okay, we'll keep you in here for a little bit and see what's going on. And it just got worse and worse. Over 24 hours, it got worse and worse. So they called Stars and they said, hey, we just want to give you keep you on alert here. We've got a situation. We don't need you at this moment, but we just want you to, I don't know how they do it, but we have a situation that we may be phoning about at some point today. What ended up happening is Stars was flying, and I don't know if they call it a mission, Dan, but the mission got called off, and they were circling back over Rostern. They said, well, let's just check in on that guy down there to see what's going on. And at that moment, he was having a severe episode. Things were deteriorating quickly. And if Stars would not have landed in that moment, my brother-in-law, Brady, wouldn't be here. They were able to get him intubated and stable and off to Saskatoon. And you think, like, Saskatoon to Rostern's not that great of a distance. An ambulance, would have done it in 20 minutes or 30 minutes, right? But there was no time for that. This was helicopter. He took his helicopter ride into Saskatoon, was in intensive care for I don't know how many days after that, and he's here today. And
that's amazing.
They said if it wasn't for that check-in, they don't know how things would have played out. And for those listening, what ended up happening is he got hantavirus, which is something that you hear of every once in a while, but you
Wow.
don't think about.
Yeah.
And working in an old garage, like we've all done many times, and he got hantavirus, and his what was he, mid-20s at the time? His young body fought through it, and yeah, he's here today. So Stars is very close to our family as well.
That's wonderful. And that is the theme that I've gotten over and over and talking to so many people this week as I've reached out is this person would not be here if not for Stars, or that person would not be here from Stars. And I had a Hutterite who reached out from Alberta, actually, and he intimated that he had, I believe it was a grandson that was born 3 pounds. And today they're 6.5 feet and getting married if it weren't for Stars. And I had a mother from Mooseman reach out and say, a year and a half ago, my son had a motorcycle accident, and this week he's graduating, or this spring he's graduating, if not for Stars. And even I wanted to give a shout out to a fellow that I've been working with on trading. You guys talk a lot about grain marketing and stuff like that. Dwayne Sador and I have been working together on raising some money. He's been trading my account, and we were taking the profits from day trading last week or so and putting it into this fundraising. But they had a situation close to them, and the extended family just happened yesterday. It was a farm accident, very serious. I won't go into the details out of respect, but it hit so close to home in such a timely fashion that, it really had a big impact. And actually my nurse was on that mission, the nurse that I'm working with at the Rescue of the River tomorrow. So we are all intertwined in this thing. We're all so close. I always joke it's, 1.5 degrees of separation in the farming community, not 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
And I think we'll learn, I'm really interested for the experience tomorrow. I think part of what we'll learn too is the margins of error, like how much time matters. Because my understanding is there's little challenges, like you got to use math to kind of figure out how to get there and how to do SOSs from the ground and different things. And, their work is very technical. And
yeah,
I wanted to share too, I've been terrified to take on this whole challenge, man. Like I just, it's been hard to really feel confident enough that I can raise enough money or do enough, or am I worthy, or kind of been having panic attacks about raising enough money. But I know that every dollar matters. And I started thinking a lot about, there's a lot of people that are so brave that do this, whether it was flying the helicopter for the first time. Can you imagine going to your first accident that, some of us aren't built for, and some of us aren't built to be podcasters either, but there's less physical danger in being a podcaster unless you're terrified of public speaking, as lots of people are. But
yeah,
like, I think about what these people had to push through for the bigger purpose, the bigger goal to save lives, their moments of doubt or their doubts, fear, their doubts and fears. And I just think, like, whatever I'm feeling, it's so worth it. And getting the feedback from the community has been so worth it. I talked to a farmer yesterday that's got stars in their succession plan. They're going to leave money to stars in their will when they die, because that's how they feel about it. So it's amazing to be part of something so great. And these stories will continue. And it's that feedback loop. The more we can invest in this, the better healthcare we can get. And, we all talk about, well, we don't have to get into the debate about, public healthcare versus private healthcare, but this is a way that you can vote for your dollars to have a better quality of life and healthcare for us in the rural communities today, period. Like, when you write that check, 100%. That's a vote for, I want better care today. I want me and my loved ones and my community to have better care today. Boom.
Awesome. Well said, Dan. I can't say it enough. Our thanks go to the crews out there risking their lives each and every day as well. And all the amazing things that they accomplish. What they get done in a day and a week just blows me away on what they do. So, all right, Dan.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate you coming on the show. Appreciate you spending some time with us, folks. I'm going to throw the challenge out there. I know it's a busy time of year, but when you get the GPS set, when you're going down that straight line, or just pull over safely. Let's do that instead. Let's pull over safely. Check out Rescue on the River. I threw a couple $100 in there for you, Dan.
Appreciate it.
To get you going a little more.
Two whiskers, brother.
Yeah. So I challenge a few others out there listening to do the same. So awesome, buddy.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for all the help as well, getting this What the Future's off the ground
on
my side. So
I'm so proud of what you built. It's beautiful.
Awesome. Good stuff.
Thanks, man.